driving down the cost of living and placing the needs of the people first. Join the mission to rescue South Africa. The next broadcast will start shortly. Did you know the best run municipalities in South Africa are all governed by the DA? DA mayors are working hard to protect residents from bad governance and mismanagement by getting the basics right, delivering better services and having zero tolerance for corruption. This is the DA difference. The next broadcast will start shortly. Follow us on social media for the latest in news and politics in South Africa. Like and follow our page on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram and X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on anything. Be part of the conversation. Tell us what you think in the comment section. And please, like and share our videos with your friends and family. The next broadcast will start shortly. If you care about South Africa and want to make a positive difference, then join the DA. Visit our website at da.org.za for more information. Find out who represents you in your ward and district. Who are the DA mayors working for you in your town or city, and which MPs represent you and your causes in Parliament. On our website, you can learn more about our latest campaigns and how you can get involved. Join the Democratic Alliance to rescue South Africa. Become an activist, become a councillor, become a member of Parliament if you care about South Africa. Please visit donate.da.org.za. Donate to a cause you believe in. Donate to make a difference. Welcome to a broadcast of the Democratic Alliance. Did you know the Democratic Alliance is the stable anchor of the Government of National Unity? DA ministers and DA deputy ministers are getting things done with a special focus on job creation and economic growth, driving down the cost of living and placing the needs of the people first. Join the mission to rescue South Africa. The next broadcast will start shortly. Did you know the best run municipalities in South Africa are all governed by the DA? DA mayors are working hard to protect residents from bad governance and mismanagement by getting the basics right, delivering better services and having zero tolerance for corruption. This is the DA difference. The next broadcast will start shortly. Follow us on social media for the latest in news and politics in South Africa. Like and follow our page on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram and X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on anything. Be part of the conversation. Tell us what you think in the comment section. And please, like and share our videos with your friends and family. The next broadcast will start shortly. If you care about South Africa and want to make a positive difference, then join the DA. Visit our website at da.org.za for more information. Find out who represents you in your ward and district. Who are the DA mayors working for you in your town or city, and which MPs represent you and your causes in Parliament. On our website, you can learn more about our latest campaigns and how you can get involved. Join the Democratic Alliance to rescue South Africa. Become an activist, become a councillor, become a member of Parliament if you care about South Africa. Please visit donate.da.org.za. Donate to a cause you believe in. Donate to make a difference. Let's rescue South Africa. Join the DA, because the DA gets things done.
Right, good morning everyone. Today I'm announcing that I will, alongside our spokesperson on Kokta and other members of the DA on the Kokta committee, we'll get to that joke just now, personally lay criminal charges against what we have labelled the worst municipal managers in the country. If you are from one of these municipalities and you do not have water, you do not have street lights, and you do not have a working sewage system, these are the faces of the feces in your street. Admittedly, the competition to arrive at the MMs was tough. You will note that there are 10 of them, the terrible 10, from 9 municipalities. I will go through their details in a short while. They were selected on the basis of the Auditor General reports, where the municipalities that they are responsible for have repeatedly, under their watch, failed to comply with the basic financial accountability, and it shows in the current state of their municipalities. In all instances, for consecutive years, sometimes up to a decade, they just didn't give a damn about submitting their financial statements to their municipalities or of their municipalities, or failed to follow the recommendations of the Auditor General. The municipalities are milked dry on their watch, and South Africans are left without basic services. It is time that these 10 individuals are no longer recycled by the ANC, but are forced to account by our criminal justice system. I will now hand over to my colleague Marina to take you through the basis of our charges and how the DA plans to fix the collapse. Thank you.
Thank you, George, and good morning, everyone. The Democratic Alliance has launched our plan to get failing municipalities across our country working. As we seek to restore basic services and growing local economies, we must deal with the corrupt and mismanaged administrations. This is the first pillar of our manifesto. Municipal managers are the most senior and most powerful civil servants in local government. They operate mostly outside of the public eye, and yet their impact on the daily lives of residents are felt everywhere. They have the power to make or break a municipality, and yet, when they do wrong, consequences rarely follow. We are here to name the first batch of repeat offenders. Municipalities and their municipal managers who have repeatedly treated accountability and transparency as inconveniences and the public purse as a bottomless pit. These municipalities have repeatedly received disclaimer audit opinions. This indicates a complete failure in financial management, leaving ratepayers and indigent residents in the lurch. That ends now. Municipal managers who fail in their responsibilities, neglect their duties, and ignore the rule of law are one of the primary root causes of the systemic collapse of our towns and cities. The first step to good governance and ensuring the provision of basic services is the appointment of competent civil servants, not cadres. Consequences, not redeployment. Under the terms of the Municipal Financial Management Act, the buck for financial failure stops with them. Where they do wrong, we have a duty to remove them from their posts and hold them to account for their failures. Today, the DA is announcing a raft of criminal charges that will be filed over the coming weeks, namely under Section 173(1) of the MFMA. If municipal managers are grossly negligent, if they ignore material accounting irregularities, or if they provide false information to the Auditor General, they are committing a crime. The DA will hold them to account. More than exposing the problems, the DA also has solutions. The DA's plan to end the rot and protect public money is simple. We will end cadre deployment once and for all. When the DA wins, we will implement 3 non-negotiable pillars of municipal excellence. Number 1, competence over connections. We will stop the practice of hiring political puppets. DA-run municipalities will employ only the most qualified, competent professionals through strictly enforced merit-based appointments. No one should ever get a job because of a political connection that serves to enable corruption. Number 2, accountability without exception. The days of acting managers and consequence-free mismanagement are over. We will ensure immediate and severe consequences for poor performance and corruption. If you misappropriate money meant for public good, you will be held personally liable and criminally accountable. The DA takes a zero-tolerance approach to the theft of our future. Number 3, constant professionalization. Running a modern municipality requires specialized skills and constant adaptation. We will invest in the continuous training of our officials to ensure they remain at the cutting edge of municipal management. Avoiding incompetence means ensuring our officials are not just hired for their skills, but empowered to keep them sharp. I will now hand back to our Parliamentary leader, George Michalakis, to announce our offenders.
Thank you, Marina. I will now take you through the profile of the 10 least wanted municipal managers. Some might call them the 10 tsotsis of local government. I'll refrain from doing that. The first one is Makana Local Municipality in the Eastern Cape, Mr. Pumelelo Maxwell Kate. We call him the landfill loser. He was appointed on the 1st of November 2022. And for 7 consecutive years, he had a disclaimed audit, failing to implement consequences for financial mismanagement, lack of controls over expenditure, resulting in wasteful expenditure and a governance breakdown. Also repeatedly ignored material irregularities regarding dysfunctional wastewater and landfill sites is included in that. Second is the Sunday Rivers Valley Local Municipality, where Mr. Tabiso Klaas tries to be in charge. He is called the cover-up, appointed on the 1st of January 2023, 7 consecutive years of disclaimer audits, actively hindered the Auditor General by failing to submit documents on corrective measures relating to financial mismanagement, and a near total collapse of internal controls over revenue. Furthermore, failed to resolve landfill mismanagement that polluted public spaces. Third, my hometown, Macedoniana Local Municipality in the Free State, Mr. Mujalifa Matlole, the R1 million mismanager, appointed in October 2023, I believe currently under suspension, a decade of disclaimed audit opinions. Appointed staff previously dismissed for financial misconduct and ignored recommendations for consequences over financial mismanagement. This followed receiving a R111 million equitable share allocation to service over 16,000 indigent households, but budgeted only 31 million, leaving 12,000 households unserved. Fourth, we have, and I must say it was quite difficult to come up with these 9. The choices were infinite. In Kituana Local Municipality, also in the Free State, Mr. Muketi Solomon Nhlapo, the Open Vault, January 2023, was appointed. 7 years of disclaimers and 5 persistent material irregularities, permitted unrestricted access to financial systems, allowing users to loot payments directly from the banking system, every fraudster's dream. Debt of R883 million with Eskom. Mokare Local Municipality, again in the Free State, Mr. M.S. Mohale, the repeat offender, appointed as an acting MM in December 2023. He was appointed as acting more than once, and he's currently acting again. No Oscar, unfortunately. 3 years of disclaimed audits and 7 material irregularities. Hired staff previously dismissed for corruption and failed to ensure senior managers disclose their financial interests. Unresolved financial mismanagement included 2 cases of financial losses totaling R10.1 million. Tetsebotla Local Municipality in the Northwest, Mr. Olaotse Bojosimvane, the service stealer, July 2024 appointed. 9 years of audit failure in that municipality, completely failed to budget for over 39,000 indigent households, despite receiving R115 million allocated to them. Indigent households that cannot afford to put food on the table. Unresolved material irregularities. Irregularities included 2 causing financial losses of R2.87 million, which should have been used for basic services. Number 7, Kanaland Local Municipality in the Western Cape, very clearly not governed by the DA. Advocate Dilo Sereo, the tender bender, July 2024 appointed. 4 years of disclaimed audit opinions in that municipality, issuing tenders before quotations are obtained and failing to monitor tender contracts after contracts are issued. Maluti Apofung Local Municipality, Kwakwa in the Free State, Advocate Mofokeng, the record wrecker, and Dr. Motamaha, the paper trail failure. The one was appointed in November 2024, seemingly to assist Motamaha, who was appointed in March 2020. Identified as one of the worst performing municipalities in South Africa, they have a record of a persistent lack of accounting records. The previous officer was arrested for MFMA violations, yet the current leadership remains non-responsive to critical failures. The legacy that they leave is remedial actions to address the lack of accounting records remain unimplemented while service delivery collapses. In the final one in Ngaka Mulema District Municipality, Mr. Olehile Allen Losbana, the water tanker banker, appointed in 2019, suspended for misconduct in 2025. The failures manifesto, pillar 1 of the DA, found personally liable by the Auditor General for 4.6 million rand in an inflated water tanker contract, while residents sit with dry taps. We know that this goes on quite frequently, where people sit without water because of the water tanker mafia. This contract has also been sent for criminal referral. Responsible for wasteful expenditure of 27 million rand in addition to the fraudulent water tanker contract. This includes fraudulent security service tenders. I need to count my words very carefully here. A forensic investigation was conducted on the above matters when its report was presented to council. Implicated ANC councillors blocked its adoption by boycotting meetings to deny quorum, as well as acting so violently that they had to be forcibly removed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done with excuses. These accounting officers have overseen the decay of their communities while violating the very laws meant to protect those communities. We are asking the SAPS to investigate and ensure that those who broke our municipalities finally answer for it in a court of law. We don't just want to change the names on the office doors, we want to change the way in which South Africa is governed. By choosing excellence over patronage, we can turn these Hall of Shame municipalities into beacons of growth and service delivery. We can get our towns and our cities working for all. I will now hand over to our national spokesperson, Karabo Khakhau, for questions. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Good morning, South Africa. The goal here is simple. People who occupy offices that deal with the public purse should be those who have the highest level of integrity. They must be held accountable for how they spend the people's rands. When they misuse that, when they abuse their power, and when they are negligent in how they care for the residents of the Republic, then they should vacate those offices. And they shouldn't vacate and go sit at home. They must vacate and find themselves behind bars. That's what justice for the Republic looks like, and that is the agenda of the Democratic Alliance in this conversation. So we're unapologetically asking that people must wear orange overalls. We don't want you in our municipalities. We don't want you in our communities. You've done enough damage. The people have suffered enough, and now is your time to rot behind bars. That is the message we're sending to all the Tutsis across municipal offices in the country. I'm now going to open up for a round of questions. As is standard protocol, we may know each other here. The people at home may not be sure. Just indicate your name, the newsroom you represent, and to whom you're asking your question. I'll start with you, Babalo.
Hi, thanks, Karabo. My name is Babalo from EWN. Just a couple of questions. The Public Audit Amendment Act, I think it's from about 6 years ago, that gave the AG, some extra powers. Does it not give her the powers to do what you guys are planning on doing with those 10 MMs?
Sure.
That's the first question, just clarity on that. Mm-hmm. And I see the Free State seems to be dominant in that 10 municipalities. I know Karabo is from I know you from the Free State.
Yeah.
What does it say basically about the province at local government level? Mm-hmm. And what are the DA's plans? Now, with November 4 on the horizon, what are your plans for the Free State and any other problematic province that you've got on that list? Mm-hmm. I see some provinces don't even feature there at all, Sure. Just those two questions, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Jason?
Thank you, Karabo. Jason Felix from Netwerk 24. I just want to latch onto the question that Babalo's asked about the other provinces. We have about, I think, 64 provinces that are in the red
Municipalities.
Municipalities, sorry, not
We
provinces.
have 9
Good God, not
provinces,
provinces. We have 9 provinces, yes. So 64 municipalities that are in the red, basically, that are completely near collapse. That's according to at least the Auditor General. Many of them are in the Free State, and then a lot of them are in the Northwest. I don't see anyone from the Northwest. Is it the DA's plan to also focus on the other parts of the country as just as the start of it all? Thank you.
Okay, I'll give George the first bite. George?
Thank you very much for those questions. Babalo, I'm going to start with you. Yes, of course, the Auditor General has certain powers, and we will obviously also be in contact with the Auditor General. This is one aspect of holding them accountable. The DA will continue, and as we have done for a very long time, to use every possible accountability mechanism. But we do also think that the actions of the terrible 10 that we've just introduced to you also warrants criminal action as well. That's why we are focusing on this specific step, but that does not mean that we are excluding any other accountability mechanisms, which we will obviously also explore. Which brings me to the question that you guys asked about those municipalities that were excluded. Obviously, I mean, if we have to act against every terrible municipal manager in this country, the list will be very long, and that's why you asked the questions. We focused on probably the worst ones as a start. It does not exclude our structures in the different provinces from taking similar action. And obviously, there would be opportunity for that. We took the 10 worst ones in terms of criminal liability as a start. And obviously, we will continue with this action. It is just a start. What does it say about the province? I'm also from the Free State. I'm from Winburg, and I know how it feels to sit without electricity because there is simply no money to replace a cable that should have been replaced within a few hours, or sit without water because they didn't buy any chlorine to clean the water with, and so forth. And in many cases, I can indicate that people sit without water for weeks due to the fact that they didn't do those very simple basic things in a municipality like Michalakis. So what does it say about the province? In my opinion, it says that the province is hollowed out, not only financially, but also in many other aspects, ethically, morally. It is a province which, as you know, was for a long time run by Machashule. I do think that a lot of the mismanagement culture that was instilled through the ANC, they continued his legacy. I found it very interesting the other day. I heard it was fake news that he was going to stand in my constituency in Michalakis, and my response was, why ever would he want to do that? There's nothing left there to steal. And that's the simple fact. The Free State municipalities have been hollowed out completely. They've been looted, and shamelessly so. And what it says about the Free State, not so much as what it says about the governing party in the Free State. The Free State is a province like many other provinces with good people who want to be governed by a decent and honest government. It says a lot more about the governing party, which is simply that they care more about their own pockets and their own positions than what they care about people who actually deserve those services most. In most of these instances that I indicated to you, the people who suffer are those who require indigent support. They are people who require basic households, basic services, water, electricity. And they can't do it on their own. They need an honest government in order to support them to actually get that basics in place so that they can have a decent quality of life. So I do think it's more a reflection on the governing party in the Free State than it is on the Free State and its people itself. What are our plans in November? To turn this around, to make sure that in every single one of these municipalities and many other municipalities that are mismanaged across the country, that we actually bring the ANC below 50%, and we are able to then make sure that the DA does its part to rebuild these municipalities into what they should be. in terms of our constitution. How are we going to do it? Well, the DA is working quite hard at the moment as part of our election campaign for November to ensure that we get all voters to come out and vote for us. But obviously, that is a decision that's left up to the voters. If you want water in your taps, vote for a government that can actually deliver. Now, this is close to the November election, and the timing might be interesting for you, but it is simply the following, that hopefully in these municipalities and many others, we will be able to govern after the elections, and this is a first step already in cleaning up those municipalities and making sure that we get rid of the rot and are able to actually put administrators in those municipalities, municipal managers in those municipalities who can do the job and who can deliver. I think I did cover the reason why some of the other provinces didn't feature. It's simply because, I mean, a poster can only take so many faces, but the list is quite long and it does not exclude any other structures of the DA in all the provinces to actually take the steps. But these are the first ones, and unfortunately, some provinces and some local municipalities are much worse off, but that does not mean that in all the other places that are not mentioned over here that people do not suffer. You will see also, as I indicated, just as a closing statement from myself, there is one from the Western Cape, and as I indicated, it is not a DA municipality. So it is better where the DA is, and the DA is not yet in many of the other provinces in government, and hopefully we'll change that in November and bring this list down to only a handful. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, George. Do we have a second round? Are we happy?
Just one quick follow-up.
Sure, Barula.
In the case where Mr. Mohale or Mr. Glass take offense to their image being, tarnished by us publishing these pictures of them and the story, basically, is there any concern that they might, take legal steps to...
Do you want to go first?
I'm happy to.
Okay.
Well, I would welcome them taking some steps, because then they have to, on a public platform, prove that they are not guilty of what we are accusing them of. And if you don't want to be publicly embarrassed for your maladministration, then don't manage your municipality in the way that you do. But to say that, we are now very sensitive about their feelings, how are the people in those municipalities feeling that don't have basic services? They hold accounting officer positions. They are responsible and accountable to the public, and they should be held accountable to the public. And in a democracy like our own, people should know who are the individuals responsible for the mismanagement and for the fact that they don't have water. So I'm very, very happy to show the public the faces of the people who are supposed to do their jobs, who are not doing their jobs. And if they take offense to it, then they need to go and face the people who are much more in a position to be offended by the fact that they don't have water and basic services. Thank you.
I think that is very clear. You can't be embarrassed for your own mess that you created. If you created it, you must clean it up publicly. You created it publicly, clean it up publicly. That's as simple as that. And that's a wrap for today, you guys. I want to say thank you for availing yourselves here. And thank you to the people of South Africa who are tuning in. Again, our commitment to the people of South Africa as the Democratic Alliance is simple. We want accountable, clean governments. We want to use your money prudently. We want to use it honestly. We want to make sure that you have water in your taps, not in some river, not because there's a Jojo tank at a corner of some street, but you must be able to open your taps every day and have water. You must be able at any time of the day switch on your lights and have lights, have a stove that works, electricity that flows 24/7, and cables that are replaced within time with money that is not stolen. You must be able to have refuse collected within your communities. You must walk out of your streets and walk on clean streets that do not have sewage spilling and rolling throughout the entire communities. Roads that work that do not have potholes. You must have street lights. These are things that are normal. They're not wow expectations of the Republic. They're not something out of an American movie somewhere in Hollywood. These are things that are basics. Basics that we as the people of South Africa deserve to enjoy all day, every day. And most importantly, we deserve preserve officials and politicians who serve our interests and not theirs. And when they do not do so, then their mandate must be severed, it must be cut. And that's the promise that we're giving to the Republic on the 4th of November, that we are prepared to take over ANC governments that are failing the Republic and make sure that our towns and cities are working for all. And so our request is that we all participate in making sure that that reality works by going to go vote for the Democratic Alliance on the 4th of November. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Thanks for watching. Join the mission to rescue South Africa. Like and follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell. Join the DA, because the DA gets things done.